Hi, it's still the same day. I changed my appearance for the third time today. I'm still wearing the same pants, different shirt. People change a lot during the day. Doesn't mean it's a different day. Nobody told me that it looked like it was a different day since my comments are turned off. But I just felt like I had to clarify because I've been compiling days. Not that I've edited any of these vlogs for a while, because I'm really good about Vlogmas. And I'll probably be releasing Vlogmas, a lot of my Vlogmas, in January. So that's great. But I felt like I needed to pop on here and say,
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Santa must be Polish, he's jolly as can be, riding on his sleigh with gifts for you and me. He brings joy and cheer to everyone each year.
meat goulash is one of my recipes I made up. And I felt like I needed to share how to make meat goulash. I might have already shared, and if I did, well, you're hearing it again. If I didn't, I'm telling you again. I mean, what? If I didn't, I'm telling you now. So basically, it's apples, onions, meat, any kind of meat, and cheese, and barbecue sauce. So, I'm taking the apples, and I'm cutting them up. The apples and onions I cut up and put in one bowl, and the meat, which in this case is one turkey burger, one normal hamburger that are left over, and need to be eaten up. I'm putting them in this bowl, so I have the meat in one bowl, and the apples and onions in another bowl. So that's that. Let me give you an angle and do a little fast forward of me cutting up onions and apples. Now I understand that this is an acquired taste, and it might seem to you, but like I said, I have acquired this taste, and I like it. And there might be a recipe kind of like this somewhere. I'm pretty sure I on purpose invented this because I liked the stuffing for stuffed, like, squash or something, but I didn't like the actual squash part. I just liked the stuffing, and the stuffing was something like this. It was like ground beef and apples and cheese, and I really liked the sweet mixed with savory and the cheese in there. So I came up with this fancy dish, but some people don't like it, and it always tastes different because I use different kinds of meats depending on whatever is left over. Most of the time I use ground beef or just like hamburgers, but it probably would also taste good with steak. Oh, that would sound really good actually. But I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm saying is like even if the meals aren't the healthiest that you're cooking at home, they're always, no matter how unhealthy the meal is at home, it's most of the time, depending on how you cook, most of the time it's like way better than like McDonald's. Like, even if you're making the fattiest, like, gross, like the fattiest, like grossest, full of sugar meal at home, it's still better getting it at home than getting it at a fast food restaurant is what I'm getting at, if that makes any sense. That being said, I do eat fast food sometimes. Everybody eats fast food sometimes, but I'm definitely not an advocate of eating fast food every day. Like, it should be a very occasional thing. So you get a pan, you turn that oven to about, I don't know. I just do random. I don't really care. 6, 7, whatever. Because, it doesn't really need to be that high for the meat because the meat's already cooked. If you're doing what I'm doing with the burgers. Like, for me, in this instance, I don't think anybody's following along. But if you are, if you have raw meat, it definitely should be on high, and you should definitely cook it first. This is already cooked, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take some Great Value olive oil. Wait, Great Value trademarked, made with 100% extra virgin olive oil, no stick cooking spray, 0 calories per serving, 0, wait, okay, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but I'm gonna spray that, fancy, better than Pam, hashtag no shade Pam, I'm gonna dump it all in there. That turkey kind of looks like tofu, but it's not. It's actually real turkey. And I'm just gonna move this around so it's cooked. Well, it is already cooked, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm just gonna, like, heat it up a bit, I guess. Because it's already cooked. So, like, I'll be back in a second. Actually, I just changed my mind. I think actually what I'm gonna do... Ooh, something popped. I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the barbecue sauce in with it before... I'm just gonna, like, saturate it and marinate it in barbecue sauce. Before I put in the apples and stuff. Because it's just, I don't know. I like the barbecue sauce to be more, like, marinated in the meat than in the apples. If that makes any sense. I want the meat to taste like barbecue sauce and the apples to taste like apples with a hint of barbecue sauce. So I think it's actually been a while since I've made this, but I think this is what I've done before. I just kind of, like, marinate this in barbecue sauce. You can add as much or little as you want. But yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna dump all that apples and onions in there. There's a couple that are stuck at the bottom. And I'm just gonna, you know, swish those around till those are cooked to my desired cooking till my desired, I don't know what to say the word is. They don't have to be soft. Like, you can eat raw apples and you can eat raw onions, but, and I'm kind of impatient, so I don't always wait for them to be soft, but it's ideal to wait till they're soft. So I'll see you when I'm ready for the last step, which is cheese. Okay, those are pretty well mixed in there. So now what I'm gonna do is just dump what's left of this cheese in here. I don't know how much this is. When I'm inventing the recipe, I don't really care about measurements because it's like, I know it's not gonna turn out bad or anything, but, like, I don't know, add as much or little as you want. This is, if you don't have, it's not like cookies, where if you're making cookies and you don't have, and you are off by the ingredients, you're kind of screwed. But, with something like this, if you just, like, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just for your whatever your taste buds desire, basically. I'm just kind of like chopping it up a little bit and just stirring it around until I think it's done, which I think it's pretty much done. So I'm going to turn that off. And then I'm going to get a bowl. And actually, I might eat all of this today because that's all I'm eating. And it's only my second meal today. And it actually didn't make as much as I thought it would. So I think I'm just going to eat it all. Voila! Ta-da! Deliciosa. Buona partita. Like I said, acquired taste, but I find it really good. Sometimes I also put potatoes in there, but that would be a lot of work because if you're putting raw potatoes in there, you gotta cook them first, and that's kind of annoying and takes a long time. So yeah,